Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. I will now begin the first panel with Jim Robb, who will go over the findings, conclusions, and recommendations from NERC's annual State of Reliability Report. Jim.
Great, thank you, Cal. Well, good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. It's always an honor to be here to help set the table for this discussion. The thickness of those binders does intimidate me, just so you know. I'd also like to extend our congratulations to Commissioners Sweat and Lacerte on their confirmations. I look forward to working with all of you in the coming months and years. So I don't really want to regurgitate what's in our written statement, nor what you've heard me say so many times in the past. But in many technical ways, the reliability of the power grid remains extremely high, but paradoxically, the risks to reliability continue to mount. In fact, we're seeing an increasing number of small-scale events and near misses that continue to reinforce what we can't call anything but a five-alarm fire when it comes to reliability. And we're facing those for issues you've all noted. Dwindling resource adequacy with atrophying reliability services, continuing extreme weather patterns, critical interdependency with natural gas and other sectors, especially telecom, and these often manifest themselves under extreme conditions. Challenging policies impacting resource and fuel development, load development, and the ability to site and permit needed infrastructure, and also just an escalating toxic soup of security risks, both physical and cyber. This past spring, the Iberian Peninsula experienced a widespread cascading blackout, reportedly due to insufficient reactive power management, which resulted in loss of control for both voltage and frequency, with no way for the operator to rebalance them. As we continue to add inverter-based resources to the grid, we need to stay ahead of these unfamiliar dynamics that result. And these are the issues that keep us up at night, ensuring that we're using every tool in our toolbox to protect the grid's reliability while still enabling the extraordinary growth that's projected in the coming years to materialize reliably. We use our reliability standards, reliability guidelines, NERC alerts, and EISAC information sharing tools, such as the Critical Broadcast Program and the All Points Bulletins, to communicate actions to industry that they need to take to keep the grid reliable, resilient, and secure in an ever-escalating risk and threat environment. The Commission has been a great partner in supporting these programs. We have strong and very productive alignment with the Office of Electric Reliability, and the continent and its 400 million citizens owes you its gratitude. NERC, working with our 6 regional entities, collectively called the ERO Enterprise, affectionately called the ERO Enterprise, I might add, is helping to enable our energy future, helping to assure that the nation can reliably meet the growing need for electricity that's critical to economic prosperity and our national security. So I want to spend my remaining time focused on our collective priorities for the coming months, and I see we already have the slide up. The first is modernizing our oversight processes. Our marquee effort here is an overhaul of our standards development process, led by a cross-sector representative group of stakeholders to substantially reimagine our existing process, which is struggling to keep pace with the rate of risk development. The only sacred cow in our charge to this task force is to maintain and where possible, even enhance industry participation and validation of the mandatory requirements ultimately proposed. We're also rethinking elements of our organizational registry to ensure that we have the right entities registered given their ability to impact grid reliability. With the Commission's approval, we are expanding the number of IBRs in the registry to recognize their common mode failure risks and are considering the proper approach to data centers and large loads. Finally, we're implementing the compliance monitoring and enforcement program flexibility that the Commission granted to us in your order in December 2024, which allows us to propose abeyance periods for certain novel and challenging requirements in our standards and to significantly streamline how we process low-risk violations. The second is how we can enable the reliable interconnection of large loads. And I know that the second panel will focus specifically on this issue. But we absolutely understand that data center growth is a key national security priority. And we're doing our part to ensure that these loads can reliably connect at the speed and scale that they desire. These loads have the potential, though, to impact both elements of reliability. The energy adequacy issue is well known. Less well understood is their operational performance and how they impact grid reliability. We're aware of the challenges associated with ensuring sufficient resources are available to meet the energy demands for existing and new customers and the very challenging cost allocation issues occupying many economic regulators. As you would expect, our focus is on load behavior and ensuring that they support reliable system operations. Our large load task force is tasked with understanding the scope of the risk to the reliable operation of the grid, identifying potential impacts, and developing agreed-upon mitigations. And given the scale of proposed data centers and data center campuses, some of the scale of 1 to 5 nuclear units, it's important that they can be modeled and operated in a manner that's consistent with such unprecedented scale. Through our event analysis program and dissection of last summer's unexpected load losses in Virginia, we're developing a better understanding of large load interconnection requirements and have highlighted those in our recommendations to industry through our recent Level 2 alert. We anticipate codifying those in a reliability guideline later this year or early next year, and maybe eventually even in auditable standards. However, our goal remains clear, right? To enable more of these data centers to be added without compromising, and to the extent they can, even enhancing the reliability of the bulk power system. Third area of focus is modernizing our reliability assessments. This year, we've taken the first step towards creating a continentally consistent wide area energy assessment to provide a better understanding of the energy adequacy risks across North America. Ultimately, we aspire to link our recent work on design basis, capacity accreditation, and interregional transmission into a more comprehensive view of reliability in our long-term reliability assessments. Once built, we will also be able to conduct periodic assessments of key reliability indicators such as small signal stability, the adequacy of interconnection-wide reliability services such as frequency, voltage, and ramping, and other reliability analyses as needed on a consistent basis across the continent. Fourth area of focus is completing a set of what I can't call anything but a set of heavy lift reliability standards. In addition to completing the known set of priority standards, such as inverter-based resources, internal network security monitoring, supply chain risk management, and energy adequacy, we know there's more on the horizon as we continue to understand unfolding risks, and this is one of the reasons why modernizing our approach to developing these standards is so critical. The fifth area is advancing electric and gas coordination. As the older coal fleet retires, we've exposed the vulnerabilities associated with the natural gas system's ability to support electric generation, especially during extreme cold events. However, the issues between these two sectors aren't limited to extreme cold. The increasing flexibility demands of the power sector are beginning to outstrip the ability of gas storage, whether embedded in pipeline pack and draft or underground storage, to balance power sector volatility. We are encouraged by industry leadership initiatives by the gas trades with the formation of the Natural Gas Readiness Forums and the role of NERC in driving solutions through the GEAR Task Force. Managing the bridge between these two sectors is already critical, and it's only going to increase in importance as the administration seeks to expand natural gas production and use in the power sector. And the sixth area is expanding cyber and physical security preparedness. I've described this as a toxic soup, and I can't think of a better descriptor for the environment that we're in. The success of Chinese threat actors, known as typhoons, and there are several flavors of them, as you all know, in penetrating the telecommunications sector in the United States demonstrates very clearly the bad guys are bad. They're not dumb. Russia, Iran, and North Korea also bring nation-state capabilities against individual companies, and as we all know, that's just not a fair fight. We've seen a rise in sabotage attempts by domestic violent extremists across the country, targeting electric infrastructure. And like every sector, we have to worry about everyday bad actors, the punks, thugs, and crooks, as well as organized ransomware gangs. The EISAC continually works with industry on mitigating the complex, constantly evolving threats to the grid, involving a spectrum of both geopolitical conflicts as well as rising tension between China and Taiwan. Our 8th GridX, scheduled for next month, is designed to really push the response capability of the sector to failure so that we can expose all the soft underbellies across the industry and get those shored up before 2027. So I'll wrap up here. I hope this all gives you a sense of our priorities and the seriousness with which we take our mission to protect the grid of today while ensuring it's able to power tomorrow. Reliable and affordable electricity is the foundation of achieving our nation's economic and national security needs. NERC and the regional entities are laser focused on our critical role to help achieve these priorities. So thank you all again for the opportunity, and I look forward to dissecting that binder in front of all of you. Thanks very much, Mr. Chairman.